Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would work on this base a little bit more, but I just wanted to show you a quick update on this Creel attack combat thing, this thing over here. So I've been kind of working on this a little bit too. Let me just show you where I'm at with it right now. It's coming along pretty good. Let me adjust. Well, here, I'll tell you what. I'll go over the body just so you know what it actually looks like. I don't think I showed it very well on the last videos. Yeah, it's very unusual design for sure. I did get all the parts I wanted into it now, and it's got just a little bit of room left over too, which is kind of cool. But you kind of take a look at what's going on with it right now. As in its shield parts, it's going to be capable of holding 3 large shield parts, a fusion reactor, 2 advanced generators, 8 medium shield parts, 8 small shield parts. The warp drive's in there as well, the main shield. I did a couple more modifications on the body. I kind of did this weird block thing over here, trying to make it look like these arms kind of extend out a little bit for whatever reason. I just thought it was kind of neat. But mainly, I've been just kind of getting everything fit on the inside and started working on the inside too. So I've got one more floor to work on, but I'll show you what I've got so far. I'm going to do the lighting thing here in a minute. I know it's a little scary going to nighttime here, but so inside this area here, this is your first-person bridge. So you got your pilot seat, couple passenger seats over here. It gets into this section of the ship, and then you've got essentially a full medical bay. You've got these 2 pieces, a shower, the med bay on that side, and then the rest of them are over here. So the 2 smaller pieces plus a toilet, O2 plus a fridge, and a armor locker. And as you go right down into this section here, you've got a place for a couple constructors, and the storage is also here. So you're going to have 2 ammo bays in back over here and 2 regular cargo bays over here. Now these are just 320s. So 2 320 ammos, 2 320 cargo. Maybe it could use another ammo. I'm not sure. But I guess that could be if 640 ammo isn't good enough, then you could probably change that. So as in how I've been doing the interior here, I'm really trying to do it Creel-like. It's using a lot of curvy stuff and parts like that. So those parts aren't great for size class, but they don't cost any more for the build. And again, I'm not really worried about the size class on this build at all. So yeah, a lot of funky stuff going on here. And then you've got, I believe I got to texture and detail the insides of this area here yet. Maybe even swap out the blocks, but you've got a ramp out the back and then a ramp out the front over here as well. So yeah, those areas I need to tweak out a little bit yet. When you get up into the main ship here, basically you've got an elevator on either side, and this should, here I'll get the HUD on too, should be completely safe and not fry you any longer. That extra space inside really made a lot of difference. So as you go up the elevator here, there's going to be another floor here. This is the floor I do not have done yet at all. And this is main engineering. It actually goes out both sides here. And this is where you get the fusion reactor. I'm starting to put in some xenoblocks around different areas. Got to put in more yet to seal off certain things and make it so like the rear thruster doesn't blow up. Got to work out fuel tanks yet, and the placement actually, I know I said it has 8 small shield parts. I'm working on housings for those. This is one area that's kind of undone yet, and you can see a bunch of these medium shield parts and more large shield parts, and then you've got your main shield here, and then you got a warp drive as well. Big shield part over here. And then it kind of wraps up along the front here, which is largely left empty, and more Xeno and stuff like that, filling that area in as well. I got to beef up some of these areas yet. So that's kind of where it's at. Basically, I've got this floor, which this floor is fairly good sized and a lot of things to work around. Yeah, it's coming along. I also got to get in fuel and, of course, a place for all the CPU blocks and that kind of fun stuff. So that's going to take place also on this floor. I don't want to put any important parts in the front end of the ship, though, so I'm going to try to get everything back over here somehow, somewhere. And yeah, once you're down here, too, if you take a look up at the ceiling, there is visible access to one of the shield parts there. I mean, I could glass this off, and maybe I will. just for extra protection there. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the interior. It should be a simplistic ship to navigate. You've got this main area down here, which has all your stuff, plus the first-person bridge. Then you could buzz up the elevator to, let me get up all the way to the top, to the third-person bridge, which also connects to the landing pad. And this area is kind of undone yet. I don't have the seats placed and some decorations and stuff in it. It's a little bit smaller than it was. I've got this extra area over here too, which could be, I don't really want to put any like CPU blocks or anything important up in here just in case the AI decides to target you, which you're kind of down in there a little bit. And then I got to do some more detailing, put on some decals on the ship and things like that too. But it's well on its way. Oh, missing texture there. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. So next part here is working on this base some more. Now I did some stuff off screen again, a little bit more texturing, and right now I have not come up with a better design for these gun placements. I don't particularly like what's going on here, but yeah, maybe I'll try something again. But right for the time being, I did copy them to all four sides of the base. I did do a little bit more texturing, but it needs more texturing work done on the sides and various places around the base to get it detailed and everything like that. So it's coming along. So on the interior, I didn't do much with it. I did texture the inside of the furnace areas in over here. Still don't really like my formation of blocks there. I'll probably work on that. I am drastically trying to I'm definitely trying to figure out what to do with this area up over here. Obviously there's some storage over on one side, but I've got a lot of open room here. We're gonna have engineering down in here. Maybe I'll try to give it places for some maybe visible generators or something like that in this section here. But what I was thinking about working on today is finishing up another section of the base here, and that is the farm section. Now the farm section is just completely not done really at all right now. Besides having the grow plots placed and the lights up in the ceiling, I think they're correct right now. But yeah, it needs some help in this room here. Also the grow plots, I'm going to remove them stock at least again, so you can place them how you want to. So I'm curious on what's below the floor here because I'm a little scared of that. So let's start this whole thing by removing the grow plots. You know what? I'm gonna try to do this a little bit quicker by just selecting the whole lot of them and deleting them at once. I think that would be a little bit faster, so we'll just cut. There we go. Grow plot's gone. Alright, so we do have some visible holes through the bottom of this going down into the hangar area, plus some extra, looks like a couple areas that we could technically fit something in if we wanted to, but all those constructors and everything are down there. We'll worry about that in a bit. Let's try to get this whole room looking prettier. Now right now this whole block work here is, I don't like it. So this is probably the first area that should be dealt with here. I don't really want to turn on symmetry because everything's a little bit different on this build, so I could cause myself a lot of harm if I did turn on symmetry even on this part. I'm not sure if it's got an even center on it. Alright, so here we've got to seal this off, and what I'm worried about is these doors. This door, when you raise it up, will get that block out of your face. Will raise up like that, and I kind of wanted to put glass here, but then you'd see the door going up to the glass, and that's a problem. So I think what I'm going to try here is just a straight up thin block. Put it right above the door. That'll kind of conceal that door. It totally doesn't line up to the edge piece though. And this has to be worked out somehow. So we got some round pieces going there, and we're going to have to seal that off as well with concrete. So that's going to be a concrete block there. How do we make this transition and work and seal off that and try to make it look nice on the front side at the same time? So I'm going to go over to concrete. Not a big fan of the concrete blocks, by the way. It's just, again, I like their hit points. I think it's a good block to use for the hit points, but the texturing is, texturing's a problem. I knew it was going to be a problem on this base, but I'm trying to not replace concrete blocks with steel blocks. In fact, this doesn't actually have any steel blocks on it. So I think about the only thing I'm really going to be able to put here that could seal it. Well, nothing really works very good. I could try one of these things, which isn't going to seal very good if I wanted to keep that curve going, but it's not going to mesh with the block over the elevator if I do this. And there's no real options of any alternative variations of this block to work with. So I think I'm just going to have to do what I was doing here and go with like something like that. That kind of angles in a little bit. Don't know if I got it placed right now. Well, let's try to, we got some things between the windows here. Let's try to add a little bit more stuff here. Maybe some beams going across the ceiling and various places here. How would that work out though? So that doesn't actually line up to the windows on the other side either. Well, we could still put in something like that in these locations, and then it would be neat if we could like wrap that down, but it's not going to go anywhere. They don't really line up to anything. They're basically lining up to the interior of the hangar, not the outside here, so I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Here, let's try a different block instead of that. I'll try again with a curve. Let's try to go maybe that curve instead, which will butt up to the same, this half block going across the top here. So I've got that. That looks alright, I guess. Let's see. Since we changed our curve, can we change this block to do maybe something like this one instead? Would that work? Kind of. It's different. So it lines up in some areas, but yeah, I can't use that block on the sides either because of how that's set up. And it's a weird formation there. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Let's get rid of what I just did there and put these back in. Do some undoing here. Alright, yeah, I think out of the two options, I do like that one a little bit better. Alright, so the corners here. Now this doesn't need to be concrete on this block here. We could. Now this will fit under there nicely, so we could try to round it off just in the corners. Like that. Just trying to keep this kind of flowing. Okay, so over here, I wanted to see what was going on the outside of the base in these areas here. So, yeah, these are kind of needed. Yeah, I can't really swap that block out with something different for the inside. So we'll have to find something else to do with this. How about this center one here? Because it's all angled here. Okay, that one we can remove. But we got to put something back in there too. And it'd be kind of neat to have something like a machine or something that looks kind of interesting here. Let's put that in instead for now. And we can't. Yeah, that really sucks with this part here, that I can't change the inside because of this angle that's running across here. So we're going to have to make this look like it's something, like some kind of piece or part that maybe goes over the ceiling that kind of makes it work somehow. I don't want to disrupt the walkway around here either. What can be done here? How about, okay, so we're interior blocks. Let's see if we can make it look like some kind of tank, maybe a water tank or something for the farm. Something that would fit into the theme of this. That isn't horrible looking. That's going to be a little rough. Oh, if I use that, I can't do a curve over here. It's always a problem. Some pipes would be neat, too. If it was a water tank, you'd think there'd be some kind of pipe or something going to this. But yeah, that's not going to work. I think I'm going to have to go with this full version here. Or maybe like that. And then, let's see if we can wrap that around. Something like that. It's kind of weird, for sure. Maybe with a... See, I don't want to disrupt this walk path, but there is room back over there to maybe add something technical to it. Like some kind of pipe or something. I wish I could kind of run them across the ceiling or someplace, but there's not really any pipe destination locations, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's pretty plain chain right now. Alright, let's, I mean, it could be a pipe there, but, yeah, again, I don't want to go too far out. It'd be kind of neat if there's multiple pipes going to it, or at least two. Could maybe do something along this wall. But it's not going to be able to go too far, but maybe bend it in so it's like connected there, and maybe we put in, how about this piece here? Oh, rotate that right. And that work? Kind of. Again, I'm just trying to cover up that thing out there. Maybe this is going too far. Maybe I should just round off here. Maybe put some other, I don't know, machinery or something that looks interesting there. Yeah, I can't really do much with the angled wall here either. We could try to give it a little trim piece on the side. So it kind of like goes in like that. I don't know if that probably wouldn't look very good though either. So what other piece could go here that would look alright? Put another flap. I got an idea. How about a transition piece? How about we go from the angled to a curve just in these locations here, and then put in, I don't know, something. Another one of those. Yeah, I don't like that much either. Okay, so let's get rid of that pipe. Let's see what would happen if this just kind of went. That ain't gonna really line up very good with the other thing. Could square this off. Let's get rid of that. I don't like that either. We could expand these out. Now, also, I almost forgot too. There is something that, well, a comment basically said something about using the control key and clicking on a block, and therefore you could like grab that block already. And yeah, that is pretty cool. I guess one thing so to demonstrate that, let's just say, okay, let's do an experiment here. Let's try to paint this particular block, and we're in the farm, so I'm going to try right now at least to try to go with some farming green colors. And again, there's not a lot of options here on painting these, but let's see, let's do that, and let's go to some kind of gray on the bottom maybe, and put in, I don't know, something, maybe that, and we'll just texture off the sides here, and maybe a dark something or other, I don't know, maybe that. Oh, well, anyway, so we've got this first one done here, let's just say I wanted this block, and say I wanted this block more places. Something I didn't realize with the game, that if I got a block selected and I hold down Control and then right click on here, it'll take that block and assign it to my current block cursor, I guess you could say, which can be a time saver if used right. So now I can take that block, pop it in here, and it's already textured because it will remember all the textures from it as well. Now that's just something I did not know. I'm really hoping that this wasn't like something that's been around forever and I just literally never knew about it. But that is pretty cool. I kind of like this. It can save some build times in certain places. Now I'm trying to get used to it because I obviously have been building without that for a very long time now, and I think it's pretty cool. But you know, not for every place, but certain places it'll work pretty good with, I do believe. So yeah, it's just a quicker way to do something. I don't think it's always quicker though. It depends. So right now I'm just trying to use whatever is available in concrete to make the ceiling kind of neat here somehow. Again, so little options on textures, and this whole base would look quite a bit different if it wasn't built of concrete, and I was forced to use these textures pretty much only here. All right, so let's do something else here. Oh, I can't use the normal texture here either. Oof. Could try, I guess, just a metal. Oh, we can't even. Oh, yeah, we can do metal because we got a lot of cargo extensions in here. But I don't have my floor texturing here that I would want to use. Well, I guess we'll spray it with this anyway. Well, I could try green. Let's try green. Let's just paint this whole strip all the way around the farm plots with this green for now. I think there was one block in there that was a couple. Oh, some of these blocks are concrete. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be anyway. Okay, good. So get rid of that. Oh, no, that should be. That is going... I see what's going on here. Those are reinforcement blocks beyond this block. Another problem. Okay, let's put those back in place then. Okay, we only took out that one. But, yeah, that means I can't paint the top of it to match the rest of it. I guess we can put in maybe some of these randomly. Like there's some little connectors or something here. Maybe I'll follow that same formation through. Okay, so on the inside, oh, I missed some grow plots here too. Let's get rid of them. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'll try to be mindful that there's some open space down there. Fill that in or use it as a sensor location or something. Maybe. I don't know. Probably end up just filling it in. Okay, so let's do the inside. Let's do the fake grow plots. Now, it'd be kind of neat if I didn't have to do fake grow plots, but I have to seal off this area here all the way across. And if I do that, I might as well just do the whole thing. These are cheap blocks, so it's not a big deal, but it just kind of annoys me a little bit. Again, with the texturing, and this is just opened up like that. All right, so I guess I'm going to... Getting tired of this layout, but it does work pretty good. And that's using these blocks on the sides, which these were actually set up pretty good for texturing, which is kind of nice. So you can texture the sides a little different. And once you do that, and you go in with these blocks, I want to make sure I get them rotated the right way. It's important. So when I see this, these eyeballs on the one side, this is the seam line between those two textures, and if you see this other side, it doesn't match. I can't tell on all the different blocks, but I can tell in carbon which way it's facing. So we'll use that. So this will be rotated the correct way there. The same thing over here. and on the sides here. And I think all that's really needed on the inside here is just some good old full blocks going right across the middle. Okay, now we got to try to texture the sides, and there's a mix between concrete, steel, and cargo extensions for that. So this is going to be another fun time with texturing. Man, I don't know. Let's try, I guess. Man, I still want to do something here, but I can't use that. I can't keep that consistent because it's mixed with different materials. I can't actually use this if there's a concrete block, which there are on that side a little bit. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'll just spray it in with flat metal, and then maybe put something else in the areas where there's concrete. Whoops. Okay, let's get rid of some of these lines. Not so bad. I'll leave some, but just kind of straighten it out a little bit. Okay, not too bad. So we've got something going on in these 3 locations here. What could we put here? Maybe some of these. And can we put the same thing on the other side? I think so. Yeah. At least we can match that. So we got a formation. That'll be here and here. Okay, so on the top here we've got those. Can we? Yeah, I think we can do that here as well. Just trying to match, you know, what I can paint the other side with, so they all kind of match at least somehow. Okay, get rid of some of those lines here. Strip going around the farm. Okay, so now farm coloring. Let's kind of go with this green a little bit more here. Let's try to find something that could fit here and look kind of neat. Now I know this fits. I've done this before, so this isn't like a new experimental texture thing, but I know that that fits really good in the corner, so I'm kind of running with it, basically. So let's paint up this whole stretch, see if some of these can be rotated a little bit. Boring right now, but try to get some alternative textures in here as well. Alright, so on the sides here, how about we put in a couple of vents or something. And the center, how about we also put in some more of these to go along with these other pieces. So what is our spacing? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's put in one there. One there. Like that. I think that'll keep them all kind of uniform. Alright, so we can paint this any color we want here, any texture really on the sides. So let's try to make a formation using these as guidelines. So let's say all the areas in between there. We'll spray with this. And this is what's nice about the corners here. This will actually texture up pretty good. And we'll avoid those spots all the way across. Oh, probably need to do that one there, but okay, and then we can put something else here. I don't know if I should go with an vent. Probably looks, it's not bad. Not bad there. so on the sides here, let's put in a little console display thingy. Why not? Okay, and then in the center, we can also paint this a different color if we wanted to. I kind of do because there's so much green here, and maybe this floor should be a different color. I don't know, let's go with some gray or something. Maybe we'll put in a... Nah, doesn't match very well. Let's undo that. Maybe I should go in this formation, put in... I don't know. That look alright? That. And maybe just lower. Alright, let's get rid of a couple more of these. I'm missing that there, and there. And how about on the side here we do something to maybe add in a thing like that. Oops, can't do it on this side. Oh, yeah, I can. Well, I guess one of those instead. Okay, so too much green. Green floor, green grow plot things. Let's go do something different with the floor, I guess. Let's paint that. How about just kind of a medium gray? Okay, a little hard to see what's going on here right now. Alright, so let's clean up this a little bit. By the way, on that holding down control and stuff, I do appreciate the heads up on that. Yeah, that is pretty neat. In this particular build, what's going on right now, it's a little hard to utilize that, but it could definitely be very useful in other situations. In fact, when I was doing some things on the Creel ship outside over there, I did actually use that a little bit, and it did save a little bit of time with the blocks. So now I'm trying to put something above the grow lights to texture these. Again, it's concrete though. The textures I would have used aren't available. So I'm trying to find something that can work here. I guess that's not so bad. At least it's centered. And I think that's the only texture I've got available to use that has a kind of a square texture. Paint the grow lights themselves to match that. Okay, so what's going on above? So we can't really dig into both sides of the blocks here because we could on this side a little bit until you get to the staircase. It's kind of a mess. So we want to get some detail on the top somehow. Let's paint this up over here. This is going to be problematic too. I wouldn't mind going with well, I don't know, should this be dark? Like that? It's not bad that way. And then that could be green. Kind of like this other striped green setup in here. Except I can't paint it to be metal. Unless I do this thing. I guess I'm going to have to. I don't know. I guess. So, yeah, it's a little funky, but I don't know what else to do with this. Maybe that doesn't exactly match, but I was just trying to square this off. Literally, if there was just base metal with the concrete, this wouldn't be a problem, but there isn't. And I hate doing what I'm doing here, but I think I'd rather have that texture. At least it kind of matches and keeps it metal there. Alright. So now, let's do some kind of strip up here with what's, let's see what's available. Maybe this area should be dark as well. Could go with that. Really tired of using that texture too, but it works. It paints right. Alright, so on the sides here, no idea. Try to put in some kind of weird little texture lighty things near the grow lights. Except for on this last location. Okay, and then on the insides, guess. Oh, wait. Oh, I screwed up. This has to be sealed. This is a staircase. That is not airtight. And not strong. Oops. Alright. I'm wondering if I should just kind of scrap that roundy formation right there. Oh, and actually that would need to be concrete on that piece. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be just a weird thing here, I think. Let's, probably won't make a difference if I, oh, actually it would. Yes, rotate it this way. Alright, so here I guess we go into that. So that kind of, that'll seal up. This also has to be sealed right here. Oh man. Alright, let's try this piece. It's weird how it's latching onto the textures from the previous blocks now. Okay, so that would seal that up. So let's do something across the ceiling here, and we can probably match it on parts of the other side of the ceiling as well. So what I'm thinking about doing is let's get into some of these thin blocks here, and maybe we can start by putting those over this other piece. And the only ones, obviously, I'm just trying to join up this part so it kind of matches and look like it should be the way it is for whatever reason. So do I want to put any alternatives here? There's not too much to pick from. There is this stuff, but yeah, they're not far enough apart to really do a neat formation. There's also, no, those are half blocks. There's this. These are kind of pricey. I'm just kind of curious what, I don't mean pricey as in cost, it's just a size class thing, but again, it doesn't really matter. I don't think I would like that anyway. Not really, no. So, I think the only thing I really think would work, look alright, is just keep on going with the same block here. But at least now we got a strip all the way across there. So on the other side, probably have to do the same thing, just so it's uniform, at least as far as I can. Just up to that point there on that side, and then, oh, I don't even know. Let's just put in an oddball here. Let's bend that up, give it an opportunity for texture light, leave this open. Yeah, there's probably more room on this side, it seems like. Place for the, oh man, there's not a lot of room there, not with that piece. And you got to seal off around the elevator, and then you got that there. So you've got these two blocks and that one there. And I did need to get farm equipment in there, fridge and food processor. This part's a mess here too. I don't like this. What's going on here yet? Okay, let's end this. Maybe the same way we did on the other side, like about here. And then put in a curvy tank thing here maybe. Make it look like it's kind of built in. Or not. The troubles with blocks. Alright, how do you transition from that to this? Break it up with something in the middle. Okay, so let's swap that out and put in maybe something like that. Okay, just try to make it look a little like there's something there, just to cover up the weird blocks that kind of indent on the inside. And we need a block up here as well for that section and that to seal that off. Okay, so that should do a lot better work though, sealing off that that staircase so we can keep this room airtight, which is pretty important. And these ventilators will give oxygen to the elevators and the farm area, so they're kind of tied in that way right now. But I did take it away from that side, didn't I? Okay, let's just scrap that idea. And instead, let's put in some other kind of blocks that'll seal the elevator. Maybe we'll run the elevator from a different location, give it air from maybe the lower level. I don't know. I'm just trying to leave room for some farm equipment here. Let's go with this block here. Try it out, and then into a half there. Let's texture this up a little bit here. Let's try a little more metal green. No, so we can't do it there, but we can put in that. And we can darken this part up on the sides. Put in a little venty thing over here. And darken that up too. I don't know about the door. Let's keep that gray, I guess. So on the other side here. That. And we're going to get rid of this. And I guess all I really can put there is to match it, or I wonder if this would be, oops, if that would work instead, and then try to line up the top block a little differently. The reason why I like this block is it can we can add a texture light to it, and we can just go up like that. A little bit simpler. It doesn't work on the top part of this side though, which is alright. Okay, so let's put in texture light here. Right now I've just been kind of going with white lighting on here. There's different options. We could go with that, or we could put it in this and turn it that way. I kind of like that look too, but I've been using that a lot with Creel. Let's go with the original human texture like thing there. Okay, we don't have that second one up on that side. And trying to put something here that's a couple textures, I guess. This side is way different, so let's just green this up a little bit here. I got this block rotated poorly. I'm gonna actually use this rotate thing here, so we can go. I don't think that's it either. That's how we were. What am I trying to do here? Oh, maybe that's right. Okay, so then we can paint the bottom a different tone. So we'll go. Let's say we go dark here. Oh, so for these areas. Oh man, I'm using that just constantly over here. But man, what else can you put in? Let's have a gray vent. Okay, so we've got this these strips on the top here. Let's try to make this look neat too, and then paint this inside area in. So these should be, I'm thinking, lighter, and then we'll do the strips in a darker tone. These are mostly concrete, and that is a problem again. Oh, you know, these turn sideways, you barely see those other things. That could kind of work. Keep it lit. Maybe those get swapped then too, or the color of those other pieces. There, let's do that now. So let's not replace the texture, but just replace color. Alright, and then we'll go back to that like that. Kind of looks like it's metal. So when you don't see the edges on it. But that's not going to work there. Alright, now let's try two-tone this. Let's try to use green on this strip and then dark on the sides. Maybe add in some more alternative texturing there as well. And that would have to be green. Technical green thing. I don't know. I guess it's just on that side, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so here, what I meant by two-toning, let's go dark on the inside. Oops. Also going to want to put in like a grow light switch somewhere here too. So now on the sides here, this is, now let's get in some, I was going to put a block there and try to kind of round that off a little bit so you don't have that little not square thing going on there, but I'm kind of wondering if it wouldn't look better if I dumped in a console piece. Maybe this should be blacked out too. Let's paint this first. Put in some kind of piece here about that, and I guess a couple metal pieces in the middle. And this will be kind of what I like about these consoles is, even though this is kind of a lot of them, they make light, which is kind of cool. It'll be helpful to make this room look nicer. Just don't want to put in anything too crazy here. But let's say we put in like 4 of these here, and the color of the light, could try to go with a bright green just to see how that works out. I've never done bright green on one of those before, but it could look interesting maybe. Or maybe it should be matching the grow lights. I don't know if I want to emphasize that pink though. Okay. Well, that could be adjusted later. Okay. Let's put in some lines. So what's neat about this whole formation is we can run this line across the top. Like that. And we can use the corners and actually round off the corners there too. Okay, now this is boring on the outside. We could do another line there, which isn't awful. It would put a little strip kind of in the middle, which I don't, yeah, it'd probably be better than no line. All for the filler blocks. Okay. Alright, so now we've got some more things to paint up in this room here. Could actually try to, like, there's 2 locations here to add parts, and then 3 locations on the other wall if you go up a floor on it, but I'm kind of wondering maybe just separate them, where you got like a food processor and a thing on one side, and then something else on the other side here. I probably ought to use a texture I can't normally use with this build. Maybe that. So actually the other side's doing this. How about both sides do that? There, and then the top can just be a flat piece. Alright, so this backing wall here, let's go to a dark tone, and maybe I'll just keep it the carpet texture so I can kind of blank it out easy enough. So it is concrete again, and maybe just do that. How? Or do something like this across this wall. And something over here. And that just goes off. So that doesn't actually line up to those lights on the top. Oops. Random vent there. Random vent. And I don't think if we have anything that can center on this here, so maybe put in that. Let's change the look of this a little bit. Get in some lighter grays, see what it looks like. This whole strip. Oh, we can't paint that right again. Let's just make this tank match that. No, can't do the sides. Something like that. Black it out on the inside. Missing this, some other, we're missing a whole strip here. Textures. Okay, then on the inside of this, we could try to put in some kind of light. There's not many options again. Concrete. All right, so let's work on lighting right now, and then well, actually here let's just put in some equipment. Let's see, we're gonna need some fridges, and we're gonna need some food processors. And let's keep some of these parts out here. Just gonna want lights soon enough. Okay, let's go with the higher tech looking fridges here. I don't know. They're kind of skinny. Kind of wanted something a little bulkier there. Just kind of a weird setup here. So, I mean, I wanted to get in a couple fridges. Well, maybe I won't put anything there unless maybe a couple food processors without the wires being shown. Let's give, I want this one can be our red fridge. And this one will be our, you know what, I don't, let's keep it uniform. And this can be our green fridge. Red fridge, green fridge. I guess there is room still to mount something there. Let's get the flooring over here done with something. I guess we'll just black it out here. Not really any options. Any other options, really? Okay. Grow light switch. I don't know if I should have two or not. But let's look for one of these here. Sensor. Oh, get rid of something. Where would these? Where would be a good location to add these in? Now we could technically really divide this up though. We got this solid flat wall going here, in which if you really wanted to break that up, you could put one of these. Unfortunately, they don't line up to the window, the outside windows, which is bugging me. But it does line up to the grow light itself in every one of these locations, just not the outside windows. So we could go like that, assign each one of these to basically a single grow light. That's a bit ridiculous though. So, let's try to put a backing texture here of something. And how about for now, I could add some LCDs to this too, but for now let's just get a little decal thing there. And alright, so let's call you, and I don't know if this is a bit ridiculous with grow lights, but I guess it gives you a lot of options. So we're going to say grow light 1. I'm going to copy that to grow light 2. Okay, so we put in 6, probably, again, probably a bit extreme there. Let's assign the lights to them. You're going to be 6, 5, alright. Okay, so those are going. We don't have any oxygen in here. Let's get a ventilator in. We had a lot of options to put this. We could put it right in the track somewhere, or right in the center of the track. Probably only needs one of these lights. Oh, I missed a texture right there too. Probably only needs one of these in this whole section though, so I don't necessarily want to overdo it. Trying to find a place that could look kind of uniform with it, or maybe we take advantage of this thing. Yeah, you know, this would be a neat idea. Actually use this kind of weird block formation to do something practical. Put a vent there, maybe that up there. And then we can put in, how about a roundy ventilator? There we go. And that kind of looks a little, well, that's alright. That's alright. Okay, let's do a quick test here. Now, these should be airtight doors. I should have the everything sealed. So let's make sure first the base has, okay, we have oxygen in and it's turned on. Let's take a look at our debug oxygen, and we are ventilated. Okay, and that is separated from the hangar, which doesn't have a ventilator yet. So good, good. Always sucks when you have problems, and you can't, it's a little bit easier to find those problems than what it used to be. So now I'm trying to add a little thingies, these little XE thingies here to get a little more detail on the inside around pipe ends. We could, I don't know if it'll look good or not, we could add another white line here. Oh no, that actually won't work. Never mind. Do that. Yeah, I thought it was going to come up to that row, but it moves us on the inside there. All right, so now I'm going to go dark, and these actually provide quite a lot of light already. Interesting with the green light there. I guess it does look farmy. It would be nice to have something else in here, though, too. With lighting, we do have room to add some lights. Let's say but only down this middle row here. Or on the walls. Just go full dark. See, it's pretty light out yet. Okay, so I guess this is night. Night actually got a lot brighter, so that's a interesting thing there. Okay, so the grow light's off. This is what we look like now. Yeah, we're kind of using the blue lights. Let's just try to add in one here. Not sure why that showed up in red. Let's do something like that. Give it that kind of look. We put one just on the one side of the grow light on that side. So how about one here? And maybe another one. These aren't going to center very well, but there. Yeah, I think all this would work. And all these should function now too, so we can turn on our grow lights. Let's paint up a couple things here, miscellaneous stuff. I think these are blue yet. Let's paint them like a dark tone. And probably the same thing with these lights. Little stuff, you probably not really notice any difference on this, but okay, a little bit there. And yeah, all right, so we have a farm. Side effects here, though, is we're missing a couple textures right here, and I'd like to illuminate the area where the fridges and stuff are. That would be kind of neat too, but I'm not sure how I'd get a light in that general area unless we put in like a sidewall angled light, something like this. Kind of weird, but it would illuminate the corners of the room, which you'd actually want to see. Oops. Interesting way to go about that. What does that actually look like? Okay, so now we can clearly see these pieces on either side. Can remove the grow plots. Okay, last thing. Something I forgot to do. So I'm going to do this a unusual way here. I'm going to first copy, and my objective is to paint underneath the grow plots. And that's going to be really hard to see if I try to fly through the wall there and do it that way. So what I'm going to do is move this out of the way temporarily. I think it's two, no, one more. Okay, so let's do a cut, and no, let's just cut it. Let's just cut it and leave it just like that right now. So it's out of the way, so let's paint the floor. Let's do like a strip that can match these right across the center. And then we'll just paint these in, I guess, with regular metal stuff here. Up. Yeah, I know. All this for the blocks underneath the grow plots. But you know, when you place the grow plots, when you remove that other thing, you're going to see this. So any place that you can see, I kind of want to do it nice. Alright, so we painted that up, so let's just paste this back into place then. We'll paste it one more time, and bam. So now we know underneath here is all painted too. So now we just wanted to see what we did to the ceiling down in the hangar here. Looks like we lost a row of textures here. Back above the constructors. Probably should just remove the constructors. That would probably be easier, but okay, one more strip like that. Oops. Can we? No. Okay, goodbye. These are obviously placeholders anyway, so. Alright, so that's covered. Now our glass. What way is our glass looking? So we're tinted, looking up that angle and clear this angle. Let's just make sure that is the case. Okay, so that'll just make it darker if I adjust these. Alright, so we don't want to do that. Kind of keep it light. Alright, well, I think we have a farm. I think it's all there now. So it's pretty basic farm, but you can put in your grow things, and you don't have to remove the whole chunk at once. And I guess I don't mind the idea of the extra grow light switches. Again, it doesn't probably need that many. It's got 6 for basically 9 grow plot areas, but this part here I don't mind. I kind of like that green accent there. It's just giving it kind of a weird farmy look. And I love the fact that, again, that these illuminate light, and you can pick what light color that is. That is kind of that is helpful. I've been using these quite a bit on the newer builds. But I think I'll call the video there. So that's another chunk that's done. So really what has to be done yet is the engineering area, which is pretty small. Just want to make sure we can get in ample generators and fuel tanks and solar capacitors and CPU blocks and that kind of thing. Some of that might actually get moved up top here, though, like the generators. Maybe locations where you can kind of see them up above, because I got all this room over here to do something with. And one idea was to add some more storage as well, but I don't know. I didn't want to really go too crazy with it. I'm just happy the farm's done and whatnot. So yeah, it's well on its way right now. I'll do one more build video on this probably, and the next video I want to address. I'll try to texture more of the side stuff off screen, but the next video I got to get work on engineering the flooring section, and right now I do not like, here let me get some light on, I do not like the blocks I'm using to elevate the base up. There's some other suggestions and ideas in there of some kind of almost like landing feet or something like that. I kind of like that idea. Thing is, I'm going to need interior ones too. I can't just put them out in the corners or I'll have structural integrity problems. So it does need some blocks on the inside too to make that all work. And yeah, anyway, but it is coming along, and it still needs a little bit more work, but so far everything's rolling pretty good on it. Again, my biggest side effect with this particular build is that its base material or hull material is that of concrete, and that it just doesn't play nice with much of anything. So but it's at least in Reforged Eden, it is the best bang for the buck in blocks. More hit points in steel, and probably potentially a little bit cheaper than steel. I guess I don't exactly know. Depends how much of whatever resource you got laying around, but yeah. Anyway, you guys all have yourself a great day, and yeah, if you got any, let me know if you got any ideas for this or anything else. Let me know. Other than that, it's yeah, a little bit more to finish up on the inside. A bunch of tweaking and detailing and things like that. Some light sensors and the how it's going to sit on the ground blocks, and that'll be about it. This thing's also well on its way. I gotta do another floor in there to get you access to all the shield parts and all the engineering parts and stuff like that. But at least it's not going to have again. It's a pretty small ship though, interior wise, and it shouldn't take forever in a day to do what's left of the interior to do. I just hope the layout and everything works okay. And yeah, it's again capable of a lot of guns, a lot of shield. Even now, I don't have any of the small shields in here. And but even now, the shield is chilling out at 169,000. I'm not sure. I'd have to look up recharge and stuff like that. But it is going to be capable of certainly having a pretty good sized shield on it, which in combination with all the launchers and all the turrets, I think it should be effective for combat. Again, I don't know how many hits back it can take. A couple. But hopefully the AI would be mostly focused at shooting like these turrets up here that it can kind of, this is just carbon and they can just shoot at this stuff. And basically it's really lightweight design here, not trying to really protect the turrets or anything like that. Just, you know, as long as you got a shield up, all these could be hard-hitting turrets if you put them there. But I would reserve, at least with this build, probably put the best turrets probably out on this area back here, and it gives you 10 slots for turrets. Oh, I forgot to mention too, I did push the tail back a couple blocks, so it's not like directly up there, and it made the whole creation a couple blocks longer. But I thought it looked a little better that way than having it the tail top even pretty much to right here before. So, all right, I will shut up finally, and you guys have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you later.